In the world of the paranormal, certain objects stand out as being particularly sinister. Objects with stories so chilling that they capture the imagination and spark fear in all who hear about them. One such object is the Dybbuk Box, a simple-looking wooden wine cabinet with a terrifying reputation. But how did this seemingly ordinary item become known as one of the most haunted objects in existence? Before we dive into the more recent events surrounding the Dybbuk Box, it's important to understand its origins. The story of the Dybbuk Box begins in September 2001 when Kevin Manis, a writer and antique dealer from Portland, Oregon, came across a peculiar item at a local estate sale. The sale was being held by the family of a 103-year-old woman who had recently passed away. This elderly woman, originally from Poland, had survived the Holocaust before immigrating to the United States. Among her belongings was a small, antique wine cabinet that immediately caught Manis's attention. The box itself was unassuming, made of dark wood, about 12 inches tall, with a small drawer and 2 hinge doors. However, it was what the woman's granddaughter told Manis that would turn this seemingly ordinary item into a tale of horror. She explained that her grandmother had always kept the box tightly sealed and hidden away, warning her family never to open it. According to the granddaughter, her grandmother believed that the box contained a Dybbuk, a malevolent and restless spirit from Jewish folklore. Despite the warning, Manis, skeptical of such stories, decided to purchase the box along with some other items. At the time, he had no idea that this decision would mark the beginning of a series of increasingly terrifying events. Once Manis brought the box back to his workshop, strange things began to happen. He first noticed a strong, overpowering smell of cat urine permeating his shop, even though there were no animals present. Then, inexplicably, all the lights in the shop would turn off by themselves, plunging the room into darkness. Most disturbingly, Manis began to have vivid nightmares, which he later described as feeling more real than any dream he had ever experienced. In these dreams, he would be attacked by a terrifying, shadowy figure and experience so intense that it would often jolt him awake, drenched in sweat. Things escalated further when Manis decided to gift the box to his mother. He believed it would make a thoughtful present, especially since his mother had an interest in antiques. But the day he gave her the box, she suffered a massive stroke. She was rushed to the hospital, and although she survived, she was left partially paralyzed and unable to speak for a time. Manis, shaken and confused, started to suspect that there was something truly wrong with the box. Manis, now convinced that the box was cursed, attempted to get rid of it by giving it to others. However, every person he passed it to quickly returned it after experiencing their own share of disturbing events. One recipient reported that the box caused their hair to fall out. Another said they began to see strange, shadowy figures lurking in their home. A third claimed that all the electronics in their house would malfunction whenever the box was near. Eventually, Manis decided to keep the box in a storage unit, hoping that it would end the strange occurrences. But even there, the box seemed to continue exerting its malevolent influence. Manis would receive disturbing phone calls, with only static or a deep, unsettling voice on the other end. His health began to deteriorate, and he started feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and anxiety whenever he was near the box. In desperation, Manis decided to sell the box on eBay in June 2003, including a detailed description of its history and the strange events surrounding it. His listing, which described the box as a haunted Jewish wine cabinet box containing a Dybbuk, quickly caught the attention of the online community. The listing went viral, with many people intrigued and terrified by the idea of owning such a cursed object. The box was eventually purchased by a college student named Yosef Nitsky, who soon found himself besieged by the same strange phenomena that had plagued Manis. Fast forward to 2018, and the Dybbuk Box has gained infamy as one of the most haunted objects in the world. It eventually caught the attention of Zak Bagans, the host of the popular paranormal show Ghost Adventures. Bagans, known for his collection of haunted artifacts, was eager to add the Dybbuk Box to his haunted museum in Las Vegas. Upon acquiring the box, Bagans placed it in a special room in his museum, surrounded by other cursed and haunted objects. But almost immediately, strange things began happening. Employees reported feeling uneasy near the box, with some experiencing dizziness, nausea, and panic attacks. Others claimed to see shadowy figures lurking near the box, and there were reports of cold spots and electronic equipment malfunctioning in its presence. Zak Bagans himself spoke about the heavy, oppressive atmosphere that seemed to settle over the museum after the box was brought in. The Dybbuk box wasn't just a display piece, it seemed to be an active source of dark energy that affected everyone around it. One of the most famous incidents involving the Dybbuk box occurred later in 2018 when musician Post Malone visited Zak Bagans' haunted museum. During his visit, Bagans showed Post Malone the Dybbuk box and even invited him to touch it. The two men stood near the box, and while Bagans touched it, Post Malone simply placed his hand on Bagans' shoulder. But even that brief contact seemed to be enough to trigger something sinister. In the weeks following his visit, Post Malone experienced a series of terrifying events. First, his private jet had to make an emergency landing after its tires blew out. Shortly after, his San Fernando Valley home was broken into by armed robbers. Then, he was involved in a serious car accident when his Rolls-Royce collided with another vehicle. Many believed these events were linked to his encounter with the Dybbuk box. Post Malone himself expressed fear over what had happened, stating that he believed the curse had followed him. This incident brought the Dybbuk box back into the spotlight, with many people now convinced that its curse was real. In 2020, Zak Bagans decided to take the legend of the Dybbuk box to the next level by opening it on live television. This was a highly anticipated event, broadcast as part of a special Halloween episode of Ghost Adventures. The idea of opening the box terrified many people, who feared it would unleash the full force of the curse. On the night of the broadcast, millions of viewers tuned in to watch as Bagans and his team prepared to open the box. Inside, they found several ordinary-looking items. 2 1920s pennies, a lock of blonde hair, a lock of brown hair, a small statue engraved with the word Shalom, a dried rosebud, a golden wine goblet, and a small candle holder. But the moment the box was opened, Bagans and his team claimed to feel a wave of dark energy. They reported feeling intense anxiety, dizziness, and a sense of dread, as if something malevolent had been released. Even though no immediate disasters followed, the event reignited the debate over the Dybbuk box's authenticity. Some viewers claimed to experience strange occurrences in their own homes after watching the broadcast, while others dismissed the whole thing as a carefully staged show. Despite the mixed reactions, one thing was clear: the legend of the Dybbuk box was stronger than ever. With the Dybbuk box back in the news, it became a hot topic in paranormal circles and beyond. In 2019 and 2020, the box was featured in numerous documentaries, TV shows, and online videos, where people discussed its history and the curse attached to it. It even became a trend on TikTok, where users would record their reactions to watching videos about the box. Many claimed to feel strange, anxious, or even sick just from watching these videos. However, not everyone believed in the curse. Some skeptics pointed out that much of the fear surrounding the Dybbuk box could be attributed to the power of suggestion. Adding to the controversy was Kevin Mannis, the original owner, who admitted in 2019 that parts of the story he told about the box were exaggerated or made up. This confession led some to question whether the Dybbuk box was ever cursed at all. But despite the skepticism, the box's reputation continued to grow, fueled by the countless stories of misfortune linked to it. After the dramatic live television event where Zak Bagans first opened the Dybbuk box, he felt that there was still more to uncover. Driven by curiosity and the lingering mystery surrounding the box, Bagans decided to attempt opening it again, this time off-camera, away from the public eye. During this second attempt, things quickly took a dark turn. As soon as Bagans began to open the box, he reportedly experienced overwhelming physical and emotional distress. The atmosphere around him became heavy, and he was overcome with a sense of intense fear and anxiety. His heart raced, and he felt as though something malevolent was directly affecting him. The experience was so disturbing that Bagans quickly closed the box, deciding that it was too dangerous to proceed any further. This second attempt left a deep impression on Bagans, leading him to make the decision never to open the Dybbuk box again. The incident added another layer to the already chilling story of the Dybbuk box, reinforcing the idea that whatever is inside the box should remain undisturbed. After Zak Bagans opened the Dybbuk box on live television in 2020, some people online speculated that the box's opening could have somehow been linked to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. While this is purely speculative and lacks any factual basis, it became part of the narrative surrounding the box, further fueling its mythos. Several other paranormal investigators and YouTubers have also attempted to interact with the Dybbuk box, either by visiting the museum or by conducting remote investigations. These investigations have sometimes resulted in equipment malfunctions, unexplained noises, and other odd occurrences, which they attributed to the box. Though not directly related to the 2018-2020 events, it's important to mention that Kevin Mannis, the original owner of the Dybbuk Box, admitted in a 2019 interview that parts of the story he told about the box's origins were fabricated. This revelation has led some to question the entire narrative, though the box's reputation as a cursed object remains strong. The story of the Dybbuk Box is a haunting tale that blends history, folklore, and real-life experiences into a powerful narrative of fear and mystery. Whether you believe in the supernatural or view the story as a collection of eerie coincidences, there's no denying the impact the Dybbuk Box has had on those who have encountered it. In the end, the Dybbuk Box serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of delving into things that are better left undisturbed, as it sits, locked away in Zak Bagans' haunted museum. One thing is certain, the Dybbuk Box's story is far from over, and its legacy of fear and fascination will continue to endure. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of the unexplained and the macabre. And remember, sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones that are true. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.